Hi everybody. I've been switching up my channel a little bit. I know with Sundays I went ahead and stopped doing Swatch Your Mouth Sundays just because everybody seems to be doing swatches. And I changed into Superstar Glam Sundays where I review the WWE makeup and hair and outfits and all that kind of stuff. So Tuesdays, I wanted to do something different with Tuesdays as well. It seems like a lot of the makeup stuff on YouTube seems to be the same. You've got swatches, you've got tutorials, you've got makeup looks, all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to incorporate some of my other hobbies with my main hobby, which is makeup. So, in a better effort to make my channel a little bit different from everybody else's, I decided to make Tuesdays into Gory Glam Tuesdays. We're going to be talking about makeup and fashion from horror movies. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking I'm going to do Halloween or Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. And I really wish I could. I love Halloween. I'm a huge, huge, huge Halloween fan. Like, you have no idea. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah, they're cool. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love any horror movie. But I wanted to do cult horror movies, low budget horror movies, just so you guys might get the opportunity to see movies that you've never seen before, or maybe you've heard of and you just haven't decided to check out yet. So, with that being said, the first movie we're going to talk about on Gory Glam Tuesdays is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. No, they should not. Ew, it's gross. Literally every generation of children has their weird quirks, like you're either eating Tide Pods or you're digging up dead bodies. I don't know. There's no medium. So we're going to be talking about the not only the fashion because I just love vintage clothing, but also the makeup that they did for this movie. Now, I'm not a special effects expert, but of course I do love makeup. So we're just going to roll with it because I think this is a cool idea. I think you guys are going to love it. I have there's like that hidden group of people who love horror movies and makeup. So we're celebrating both. A little bit about the movie. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things was written and directed by Bob Clark and also written by Alan Ormsby. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm getting everything correct. Bob Clark went on to do movies such as A Christmas Story and A Black Christmas and Porky's. I do like Porky's. This movie came out in 1972. I'm reading that it had a budget of $50,000, which I'm assuming isn't much for a movie, but it's more than I thought they had. I don't know where that money went. I'm assuming that everybody used their own clothing and their own makeup, which brings out a whole bunch of charm to this movie. Let's hop right into it. So first we have a picture of three of the main characters. We have Alan, who is also Alan Ormsby, the man who wrote the film. We have Anya. We have Jeff and Smedley, one of the zombies. We're going to talk about the fashion first because I'm just loving everything everybody's wearing. So Alan is like the most annoying character in this movie, but he's also really cute, I think, because I'm just attracted to jerks. He's wearing like a classical 1970s dress shirt, totally outrageous. I'm going to say that's like a tangerine color. It looks like it has some sort of a dark orange print. And the pants are what's really getting me. The red and white and blue stripes. Oh my gosh, these outfits. Anya has on this like really cute striped sundress. She's the most innocent character of the movie. And I really do like the sundress just accents the fact that she is innocent and then gets chopped up. We've also got other characters. Every character has their own super vintage retro 1970s like flower child outfits, as you can see from this picture. We have a Val back there in a bright yellow shirt. We also have Terry. I'm loving her outfit, completely red. I love the headdress. She actually reminds me of share. I'm kind of wondering if maybe that's where she got her outfit inspiration from. This picture is my favorite. I wish you could see more of the characters, but you have Alan up front. And I completely neglected the fact that he also has a bandana that matches his pants and a red belt. How 70s. This is like highlighting the late 60s, early 70s. I love it. You can see more detail of Anya's dress. It has some flower print to it, and she's carrying this really tacky plaid suitcase, which I'm assuming was probably cool at the time and is probably cool now, but wasn't cool in the 80s. There's like that, that brief period in between the 70s and now where 70s fashion was just a huge no, and now all of a sudden everybody wants it again. Everything comes back around. As far as just like glam makeup, no, there's not a whole bunch. The girls are just wearing very soft glam makeup on. And sometimes it's really hard to see because of just the quality of, at least the quality of videos I've seen. It's really hard to make out faces unless the camera's really zoomed up, which is like with most old movies. However, they're wearing just, the minimum makeup. Where this movie really shines is the makeup on the zombies. Now, like I said, I'm not a special effects expert. However, yeah, I'm going to talk about and act like I know about gory glam. So first, here's an up close of Smedley the zombie. I don't know the budget on the makeup, but this is actually really cool. I'm not into now zombies. You know what I'm talking about. The Walking Dead, I'm not a fan at all. I don't like the looks of their zombies. These are the kind of zombies I like. You can tell that there's been a lot of work put into Smedley. The black around the eyes is just really gritty. And then the mouth, it just looks like the mouth is moldy and decaying. It's like spreading out throughout his face. They even put detail into his ear, which I think is really creepy. And they did something with his eyebrows, unless this dude really had bushy eyebrows. They even detailed his hands. They look crusty and moldy, just like his face. This is a gnarly zombie. Like, Walking Dead zombies don't bother me. This kind of zombie, like, makes me want to vomit. But in a good way. A glam vomit. Next, we have the main zombie of this movie, Orville. No, he actually... I don't want to spoil the movie. I'm just going to say he's pretty dormant for a while. He doesn't do much until the very end. But that gives us a chance to kind of just get some up-close views of his face throughout the movie. He's the most featured zombie. I'm going to say that's a wig because I hope to goodness this actor did not have hair like that. He's got a lot of black around the eye, black lips. That makeup looks like it would totally break out my skin. I'm sorry. There's just this makeup looks like the pancakey makeup. Next, here's a picture of Val getting ready to be eaten by one of the zombies. He looks just as crusty and nasty. He actually looks a lot like Orville. That's the weird thing. It might be the same. It might be the same zombie. I don't know. But he has some blood detail around the mouth. I have no earthly idea what they used to make his skin look like that. I would say latex. I don't know. I wish there was more in-depth, like, talk about who was a special effects artist or who did the makeup on the zombies in this movie, because it's really actually detailed and underrated, if you ask me. Here's a shot. I know you can't see, like, deep into it, but you can see some of the faces of the zombies. They all have the same sort of style look to them. The black around the eyes, the really pale, crusty skin, some bright, like, comic book blood around the mouth. These are the kind of zombies I like. Like, you can tell they're all zombies. You can tell they were human and they're just nasty and all eaten up and gross looking. I think, I'll get into it later. I just like the simplistic look of the zombies in this movie. I'll talk about that after I'm done reviewing the zombies. This is one of the zombies that there was a lot, like a buttload of detail put into. He looks almost skeletal. He's got one human eye and then one that's like bulging out, kind of like the Toxic Avenger. He's got a skeletal nose because his like nostrils are really hollow. He's baring his teeth. He's ready to eat. This is a big zombie and he's hungry. The last one, here's a really up close view. So like we can get really in depth with this one. So you can tell there's probably something that they built up around his eyebrows because his eyebrows are completely covered and they're really just like bloated and puffy. His ears really bloated and puffy. The cheek is all gnarled up. The detail with them teeth, honey. Them teeth is yellow. Them is, I can't believe it's not butter teeth. The detail around the eyes, they not only use black, but looks like they use some olive green makeup. Lips are nice and plump and zombie juicy. This guy has had it rough. He did not decay well. I also like the blood detail. I honestly think they had a big budget for this makeup because these are really fantastic looks, at least in my opinion. Even the nose has like a gnarled up look to it. I'm really glad I was able to find this shot because that's a really good, like, up close, clear picture of the work and detail they put into these zombies. So I cannot leave off the zombies without mentioning their fashion because zombies need fashion love too. Most of the zombies are in attire that they would be buried in, which I think is cool because a lot of zombie movies you see zombies like coming out of the ground that's like they buried you in a jean and t-shirts. But no, these zombies were buried in suits and jackets and dresses. They're all torn up and also very vintage looking as well. They've got a lot of print or just those like 1970s colors like the olive green or the, I don't know, the plaids back then. So they really did do just as much work on the zombies' faces as they did their clothing. Everything's torn up like they've scratched and clawed out of the ground or the clothes have decayed with them. So a lot of detail was paid into these zombies. I know I kind of touched on earlier the reason why I like these zombies. I called them simplistic. It is. There obviously wasn't a huge budget for this movie. I'm sure they didn't have a lot of time to do the makeup because they shot this in 14 days. I forgot to add that at the beginning. I imagine they probably didn't have all this relaxing time to go ahead and do each zombie one by one. Probably was a, hurry up, get it done job. And there were a lot of zombies, so they probably did have a little crew working on their makeup. They all did a fantastic job. I like how all the zombies, they seem to look all like, as I said earlier, you can tell that they're ghouls, they're rotting. There's nothing outrageous done. I'm not a huge fan of the zombies that have like huge gashing parts or parts missing. The modern zombies just aren't my taste. These are my kind of zombies. And especially the ones they don't talk, they're looking to eat. I really, really do enjoy this movie. At first, when I was a kid and I would watch this, I just watched it purely for the horror and the scare factor. But now as I watch it, I enjoy the outfits so much. It's where I got my inspiration from. I'm enjoying the looks of the zombies. They really did a fantastic job with this movie for as little as they had and little time they had to work with. So closing up, we're just going to give a couple more looks at these main characters, the humans. Don't get attached to them at all. Just saying. But yeah, I love it. I love watching movies where it highlights the fashion of the era. So, weird little tidbit. I know this is super odd. A lot of you have told me that you've never seen this movie. When I brought it up to a few friends, they said they've never even heard of this movie. When I first started watching it way, way back, I had a friend who unfortunately had a seizure, and she was in like a rehab hospital. And it was when DVDs were first coming out, and that's all they had was a collection of DVDs for her to watch. And the DVDs actually gave her seizures. So, in order to give her entertainment, they had one VHS in this entire rehab facility, and it was Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And it was just odd. She's the only person that I know of that has seen this movie. So yeah, I would definitely suggest checking it out. If you're not a fan of horror, you can at least watch it for the gore glam and the fashion that is in this movie. It's chock full of it. They really didn't skimp on that. If anything, this should be in a Hall of Fame for glam and horror. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is just like the first run of this series, and I was kind of nervous doing it since I am, once again, not an expert on special effects, but it was really fun getting to talk about horror movies and the makeup and glam and fashion that's in them with you. I'm going to go ahead and change into something a little bit more modern, or I don't know, this is kind of comfy. I made it myself. So I'm going to go ahead and go take some pictures and change, but while you guys are staying there, you can also check out my other videos, which are I Can't Make It Up Friday videos and Superstar Glam Sundays, where I review the glam and the outfits and hair of the WWE superstars for the week. You can also head over to my Instagram and give me a follow. I'll make sure to follow back. Thank you guys so much for the support. I love you all so much.